Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good. Do you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you all good.
Okay,
Um,
perfect.
great. So yeah, this will be kind of a quick, I guess, like overview. I know you guys just recently launched your guys' platform as well called Bullperks. I guess you want to, before you get into the Bullperks, actually, you want to do like a quick intro of yourself, and then we can kind of talk about what you guys are building.
Sure. Thank you for having me here. And yeah, we know Justin for quite a while. So I've been in the space for some time, and I was started from trading. I was trading forex, future markets, like traditional commodities and equities, and then I found Bitcoin somewhere closer to 2012, 13. I did not understand what am I buying, what it is like. One of my purchases was like this crazy deal. I bought it from. I was still in Europe, so I bought it through. I still remember from a guy from Romania. So he sent me basically the seed phrase in the actual physical envelope, and I wired him money. Like with what was it? Either MoneyGram or there was another. There's another service. So there was like an insane transaction. That's how I got it. For 2 years, I was just learning about the space. Then back then started one of the first startups in 2014. It was way too early, so we failed back then. Then I moved to the US, and I was lucky enough to kind of join early craze about Ethereum. Then was part of the first fund of funds in the space, Bitbull Capital. And recently I was part of Wave Financial, which is one of the biggest regulated digital asset managers in the world. And now the latest part co-founded Bullperks, which is as we call it, the fairest decentralized VC and Launchpad. And actually, our colleagues from Launchpool, who are also sponsors, we know them well. Actually, Alphabet is one of our investors, so we're not competitors. We're actually friends, and yeah.
That's great to hear that. Yeah, you guys are collaborating, working with Launchpool too. So shout out to both Launchpool and Bullperks. Yeah, I think that collaboration in the space is the best way to win too. So, yeah. So you guys just recently launched your guys' Launchpad. I guess. Can you guys give a little bit of background to like how you see the deals and projects and how your Launchpad will kind of like stand out from let's say some of the other launch pads out there, and how are you thinking about it differently?
Sure, it's a great question. So, look, there are definitely a lot of launch pads right now. Like some of them did well, especially like 6 months ago when everything was like booming. So it was kind of easier to invest because there was such a huge hype. Right now, it's kind of harder because you have to really pick great projects and you have to make sure that your community is dedicated. Because let's be honest, it's a saturated space. It's hard to win the hearts and minds of people because you're not starting from scratch. The model is already there. There's only so much like things. There's not many things that you can actually innovate here. So the biggest differentiator is the team. I believe that between my partner Ron and myself, we've been in the investment space for some time, and we have a very good high standards of due diligence, right? We have a good deal flow, and we actually posted some of our private investments in our website, bullperks.com. You can take a look. So all of them did very well. I would say most of them, right, did exceptionally well. So that shows that we know how to pick winners. Moreover, we know with our networks, we know how to assist them. So think about it as an incubation part of what we offer. We're not just like, as people say, smart money. They just put in logo on the brand, and that's all, right? And there's no introductions, there is no follow-up. Maybe like once in a month or two, there is strategic sessions. That's all. That's a very traditional VCs how they're doing it, just because they're overwhelmed with deals. In our case, we take a very active position. So not only we introduce it to a huge community that we have, people who are long-term holders. It's also all the marketing efforts that we provide. We introduce them to key opinion leaders. We make sure that they have the right PR partners, market makers, exchanges, any basically components of their successful launch. We're trying to be very hands-on and assist them. I would say one of the biggest differentiator that we stand on. It's adjustable tier systems. So we basically we commit to our community that we'll rotate it and we make sure that we adjust it as we grow. Some of the, without putting the names, but some of the biggest launchpads, what happened, their highest tiers, because the token grew, the token price went up. So the highest tiers now would be $1 million to participate in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not a lot of retail investors can allow themselves to actually, invest 1 million, because if you have 1 million, you will probably go to traditional investments, right? So,
Yeah.
So that's the point. So we will adjust it to make sure that it's still affordable and adjust, and it's fair, essentially. The few other things, our tokenomics is I would say well modeled. We made sure that there's low cap in the TG, and we were trying to work on a balanced token growth, announcements and partnerships. We're multi-chain launchpad, so for people who were following our announcements, several big chains already supported us, like Tezos, Matic, Cardano. I'm not even talking about Ethereum. Binance Smart Chain is kind of by default already. So, but we'll work obviously with Polkadot, with many other players. So I think the fact that we will list in some more esoteric, some of the more niche chains is also important. Actually, I know that you're a big supporter of Kusama, right? So we'll also incorporate them and work with them. Nice. So, that's a differentiator. And general, our vision, we're long-term players. There's something that it's not super there's not a lot of knowledge base on this topic. Only people who actually experience this, they know it. There are a lot of people who dump tokens as soon as they get the release, and that's just the topic that it's not so sexy to talk about. But a lot of the projects were crippled by many VCs and launchpads as well because of that. So if you can imagine, if it's a small project that only raised 1 million or 2 million, and they did not anticipate well enough that the release, the first release, let's say, was 25%, and then the first time the wallet, the token gets to your wallet, imagine you're a VC who holds $250,000 worth of tokens, and you dump 25% of it in one shot with a very small market cap. I mean, you can understand the price plummets. So, and that happened many times. It feels like some of the crypto VCs became more like speculators rather than actual VCs. There's a joke in this world, it's vulture capital instead of venture capital, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's, I would say, we will not do that. We will try to be long-term holders and make sure that the project flourishes, and that's another thing. And we're building a community of people who are like-minded, people who actually support this narrative. There's not a lot of them, honestly. There's more speculators, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Pump and dump gaze. But that's our differentiator, our ethos, our vision. And our mission is to actually help projects and our community. We care about our community, and we'll make sure that everything happens for them to win. And that's why we are also announced the first project, Polker, which is an incredible project. And I think they just announced it so that they postponed it a little bit, that the IDO would be on 25th of June. So yeah, you can check it out, all the information on our website and our Telegram group. So not to talk about it a lot here, but we locked in already the first project, which is, if you think about it, it takes people time to do that. When they launch, normally it would take 2-3 weeks before they establish everything, and then they launch projects. We do it immediately, right? Which is a big risk from a technical standpoint of view. But at the same time, we want to make sure that our community feels that we are dedicated, and we're not sleeping for 2 months already. We're making sure that everyone is happy.
Definitely. And I know you have kind of a background in I guess working for a fund and VC as well too. I guess how are you applying I should ask more so how when you're looking at teams that come up to you. I mean, obviously there's so many projects that are coming out, popping out, building, the first NFT for this, first NFT marketplace for that, and like from this chain to that chain. Like how are you kind of like, what kind of the criterias are you looking at when you're looking at evaluating these projects, especially like across different chains as well too?
Yeah, it's a great question. To be frank with you, so we have our due diligence questionnaire. Like obviously, we look at the standard things, like team, their backgrounds, the financials. We trying to make sure that the tokenomics makes sense, right? That's one of the like very important aspects. Let's be honest, marketing like is a huge aspect right now. A lot of the projects that are maybe not super innovative, but they know how to hype. They know how to make sure that they're standing out. They're winning as well. But that's not like I wouldn't say that's a major component. We are also trying to make sure that that's a long-term play. It's hard right now because there's so many projects are popping up, but a lot of them are copycats, right? Especially in the NFT space. And how would you differentiate, let's say, the very similar project in one chain that is a copy on the other chain? Who would win? Well, then you look at the partnerships, you look at the team, you look at how they execute, you look at what is their long-term play, like, so is this like a middleware, like, is this somewhere that they're trying to do the parachain solution? Is there any other like innovative things that they already faster than the market trend? Again, it's not an easy pick every time. Like from 10 to 12 projects that applied, we actually seriously reviewed only one or two. So it's very similar, like ratio 1 to 10, as similar as in VC world. You just have to be faster.
Great. Yeah, I guess we'll only have a few minutes here for final thoughts and everything too. Yeah, I guess would you like to share any last thoughts on I know you guys are gearing up for your guys' launch as well too. I guess how many projects are you guys looking to launch, like every single week, or just like start out with just like a slower cadence and not just make sure you do it right, and then, or just more so like as long as there's a good deal, then you guys are going to be pushing it forward?
Yeah, look, we prefer quality over quantity, so we don't have like a set number. As long as the good quality projects will come to us, we're happy to talk to them and review. We have an application form on our website, so please, apply, try to talk to us. We're very open. Yeah, right now we're launching one. We have two or three in the pipeline, and then probably we'll try to list not more than 4 per month. Again, just for now, just to make sure we test everything and make sure the distribution works well, the quality of the projects are like, they're adhering to our high standards. And then we'll see, like sky's the limit, as they say, like, and then to the moon together with our community.
Definitely. Well, your team has experience and background to execute it, so look forward to your guys' launch of the Bullperks Launchpad, and also the first upcoming projects that come out. We'll definitely keep in touch, and I'm definitely know post event there's more to kind of get some more updates from you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it for having me. I mean, we actually launched, by the way, like, so we're ready to trade.
Already launched. Okay, nice.
PancakeSwap, so just in case if you want to see, we're already on CoinMarketCap, so with the ticker BLP. So yeah.
BLP. All right, and take a look at bullperks.com if you if you guys are wanting to take a look at it, and we'll make sure that we share it in the comments as well and social too. So until then, we'll just catch up with you again.
Right, I really appreciate having me here. So thank you guys.
All right, thank you.